Hey guys, before we start this install on the S4, I wanted to let you know, one, that this video is brought to you by my friends over at AWE Tuning. They hooked me up with this heat exchanger and I'm super happy with it on the car. But two, that at the top of the description is a link to not only purchase the product, but also see AWE's installation guide. So if you're watching this video to install yours, we didn't cover every single step. We covered most of them and I tried to put in text to cover the rest of them. But if you have any questions, AWE has a super comprehensive installation guide right at the top of the description. Make sure to check that out if you have any questions. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Here we go. Today we are installing two parts, so this will be two videos. The first one being the AWE cold front that's going to sit right behind the crash bar here in this gap right there. You can see that the stock one down in there. It's really small, and the new one is much bigger. You saw the unboxing video. It's gonna look good, and we're gonna show you how to do it. So here we go.
You don't work on
that. Was riveting.
Still recording.
One bolt left in here, and then a couple Torx bits, and we should be in business for taking the bumper off. We've done this so many times that there are so few bolts left to take out.
Did you forget to disconnect the fog lights?
No, and the garage door opener. We undid the fogs and the garage door opener. And now the bumper is separate.
What, the flip up?
Now we can get down to business. So now we have the bumper off. Jeff is currently working on the, that's fine, the ambient air temperature sensor. That's disconnected from the crash bar now. And then all we have to do is disconnect the headlight washers right here and the horn right here. And that should disconnect everything from the crash bar so then we can go ahead and remove that. Alright, so to do the washer thing, it looks like we're gonna have to pinch these little blue tabs in there, right there. Alright, important to note here that you are gonna drain your headlight fluid if you do that. So we were prepared for that. But if you're not prepared for that, you're gonna have a heck of a problem. So I guess you could stick something in there to fix it, but we're just gonna let it drain out. We have a bucket to catch it in, and then we'll put it back in the system later on.
This is OEM headlight fluid from Audi, by the way. You need to use this.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Alright, so one T30 buried up in there, and the stock heat exchanger should come right out. Oh, wait. You're dripping. Right now what we're doing is the kit actually comes with a drill bit, and so we've marked where the holes on the bracket sit over here, and we're just going ahead and drilling those out so that we can put screws through the bar. So we have the heat exchanger mounted up. We're now going to put the self-tappers through and mount the heat exchanger to the crash bar. Should be pretty straightforward. So you can see the stock heat exchanger is much smaller than the one that we've installed out front here. This looks awesome. I'm super happy with it. What we've done down here is because I have a B8.5, they actually supplied an extender for the hose and then a connector, and then this is the factory hose, and the same with this one under here, which by the way, if you're installing this kit yourself, you should drill the back of the heat exchanger before installing. We are probably going to end up with zip ties installing this there, but you should definitely drill that. They come with these supplied hooks right here to hook on the back, but just because it's so late at night and because of the way that things are, we are not going to do that, but it would hook on the back up in there, and that would hold the hose. It does have this shield on it to protect it from rubbing on the heat exchanger so it doesn't put a hole in it, but then it connects right in there. As you can see, right in there, it connects to the factory hose and runs up in there. So the next step is going to be bleed the coolant, and then we should top it off and be able to start the car. Alright, so now we have the bleeder screws both in. We are going to power fill the system with this provided by our friends at Auto Engineering. So if you don't have this, you can just slowly, gradually fill the system. But this creates a vacuum and should make for some magic sauce. This is not included in the AWE kit. This is included in the Powen and Eli kit only. Alright, ready?
Yep. Woo! Wow, that is awesome.
Alright guys, well there she is, fully installed. You can see the silver back in there. This thing really pops out when the sunlight comes through the front of the car, like my phone light is. You can really see that there is a heat exchanger back there. So what have I noticed as far as performance goes? Well, actually, I haven't noticed any changes, which is good. Before, if you did a couple consistent pulls in a row, the car started to heat soak itself, and you could feel it physically slowing down. It didn't pull as hard. You know, it just wasn't pulling through the RPMs the way that it would on your first pull when the car didn't have a ton of heat in it. So this heat exchanger has definitely helped out with that. We were out the other day doing consistent pulls, second and third gear over and over again. Super happy with how the car is running. The heat exchanger, while it doesn't, you know, add a ton of power or anything, really makes the car super consistent, and consistency is key. Now there are some other additions that you can do to this kit. You can do AWE's coolant expansion tank, which adds more coolant to the entire system, and that means that, you know, your coolant doesn't get as hot as fast because there's more volume for the heat to transfer through. Pound can tell you more about that than I can. And then they also have a supplemental coolant pump that actually just keeps the coolant flowing through the system even better. But they do have those two options available for you as well. Now the reason I didn't go for any of those additional add-ons is because I mostly just drive the car to and from work. I don't sit on the drag strip where that extra coolant pump, keeping the coolant flowing, and the extra coolant would help out. So I feel like this is a really good setup for a daily driver. Obviously, if you are either going to the drag strip or the real racetrack, you may want to consider further cooling options, but I'm super happy with this. Integrated recommends this kit because of the great fit, and I 100% agree. The kit was super easy to mount up, no install issues whatsoever. Just remember to put the brackets on the back of the heat exchanger like we didn't and ended up zip tying. Don't zip tie, use the proper things. As always, if you guys have any questions or if you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. Go out there and spread some positivity. Make sure to check out the link at the top of the description if you're interested in purchasing one, and I will catch you guys in the next video.
Why is there a keyhole on the side of your... Why is it in such an odd position?
That's to lock my car in, so nobody takes it.